So if you're watching this video, you probably found yourself in an unfortunate situation where you have been added onto a Sybil list, even though you're not really a Sybil. Quick interruption, guys. I recorded this video yesterday, and today we got some terrible news because here's Brian Pellegrino saying there's only 24 hours left before they close the appeals, and he posted this May 26th at 10:35 p.m. That's Central European Summer Time, so CET is -2 hours. We're talking only 8 p.m. UTC, and then you can calculate wherever you are what time that is, but we're talking less than, so it is now currently about 1:30, and 10:30 is the cutoff time, so we're talking about 9 hours left. So I don't know when you're watching this video, but check your time first. If you're not watching this today within a few hours, it's already too late. So the algorithm is going to kill this video, but anyway, it doesn't matter. You guys need to know you have less than 9 hours to act on this video. So how do you get off it? So this is the list here. Let me show you. It's just a list of about 800,000 addresses that have all been marked as Sybil, even though many of these are not, because I know people myself who have single addresses, and they've done really pretty much everything legit, and they have found themselves on the list. Like how they managed to do this, I have no idea, probably because of too many mercury transactions or something, but they're on the list, so we need to get them off the list. So first steps first. So how are we going to get how do you check if you're on the list, and then how do you get off the list? Now, Brian Pellegrino, he's the CEO of LayerZero Labs. He's been having a lot of fun here hunting Sybils. And if you want to see what he's been up to, you can go ahead and check his Twitter feed. But it's a bit embarrassing as far as I'm concerned, because Sybils have been fighting back and they've been spamming their submissions and all sorts of things. So now they want you to bond like 0.5 ETH if you want to submit a Sybil cluster, and it has to be a cluster of at least 20 accounts, etc., etc. So people are offering to sponsor people who have clusters, etc., etc. So it's just, it's a bit embarrassing if you ask me. Nobody's done this before, but listen, here we are. It is a problem. It's becoming a bigger problem with every airdrop, so we will need to deal with this in the future. So I'm going to show you a few things you can do to safeguard your wallet against finding yourself on the Sybil list. But first things first, so how do we check if we are on the list? This is the official way, and then I'm going to show you a slightly quicker way and easier way. So LayerZero Labs published the link to GitHub, and this is the list here. It says initial list CVS. So the key point here that we shouldn't overlook is the fact that this is called the initial list. So it's the first sort of draft, and they included people on the list, or I should say wallets on the list, even though they weren't quite sure if they were or they weren't Sybil. Okay, so they put as many as they could find onto the list, and now they're taking them off the list. This is happening in two ways. One way is you can actually appeal yourself, fill out a form, and then they'll look through it. The other way is they're actually going through themselves and filtering them out. They put them on the list to prevent other bounty hunters reporting them as Sybil. So they want to include as many as they could find, even though they weren't quite sure they were the right ones. So they just put as many as possible. Now they're taking them off the list. Okay, so if you're not a Sybil, and if you do submit the form, it is extremely likely that you will come off the list. Okay, so just relax, everything's fine. But I'm going to show you how to make sure that you definitely get off the list. So you need to download this list. You click on code and you click on download. You're going to get the zip file of all these files. Then you need to unzip that file, and then you need to unzip this. There's another zip inside zip. Okay, so then you unzip this list, and then you get this thing here. Okay, so if you want to then get your address, copy your address anyway, go Control F to open up the find, and then paste it in here, and then hit search. Okay, and make sure you search through the whole list twice. Make sure you're positioned at the top here when you do this, so it goes through the entire list, and maybe do it twice to make sure it's double checked everything. And if it comes up as nothing, then you're okay. Okay, let me give you an example. I'm going to copy this, Control C, and I'm going to go Control Find. I'm going to pop it in here, Control V, and then I go Find. You can say Find All, and it's working. It's quite a long list, takes a while to go through it, and it's actually highlighted here. You see. If I just change one letter here, let's say I remove C and I go find all, it should tell me no key search found. Okay, but you have to make sure you start from the top. Okay, and you go find all, or you just go find key search not found. Okay, so just make sure you do this right. Okay, there is another way you can double check yourself if you've made a mistake. So there is a checker published by Wenser. So let me show you what that looks like. All the links are going to be in the description below anyway, guys. So here you have now a LayerZero Sybil check. So you just select that, and then you pop in the address. So I've actually popped in one of these addresses. I think it's actually the first one on top, but let's just pick one random one down here. Let's see if it's going to find it. Control copy, pop back over, Control V, and let's check it. There we go. The address has been marked as Sybil, and it is on the preliminary Sybil list. Okay, so now you know you're on the list. So how do you get off the list? Well, Brian Pellegrino, actually this wasn't as easy to find as it should have been. LayerZero Labs Twitter account didn't really have anything. So I went to Brian Pellegrino's account, and then I found this post here. So it says, if you feel your inclusion in the preliminary Sybil list by LayerZero Labs was a false positive, an appeal form is live. Okay, so I'm going to put a link down to this Twitter post as well below, so you guys can click on this, and then you're going to open up this form here. And this is a request for investigation. So what you need to do is, you're going to be connected with your Google account. It's not going to be shared, okay, so no worries. But then here's your answer. So wallet address. You can only put one wallet address per form, okay? So make sure you fill out the form separately for each wallet. So you put in the wallet address in here, like so. And then you say provide evidence supporting why the wallet should not be included on the list. So the best thing to do here is to do a Coinbase verification, which you can then push on chain, and then you can get the link and just put link here. Okay, I would type this. I am not a Sybil. I have a single wallet, and I have completed a Coinbase verification to prove it. So this would be the simplest thing to do. So I'm going to again put the links below, but how you find this Coinbase verification is very simple. You just go to coinbase.coin. If you don't have an account, you register it. If you do have an account, you just log in, and then you're going to find yourself on this page here. And you see here in the top right hand corner, it says get verifications. Click on this, verify now. Okay, and then just follow the form. It's very simple to do. Once you've done your verification, you say get verified, and then connect your wallet, and you go through a few more steps, and then you mint your verification on chain. And then just go up here, copy that link, and pop it back into this form here. You know, so you type in an explanation why you feel you're not Sybil, okay, and then you put that link as proof. This is one thing you can do. If you have multiple addresses that you have to get off the Sybil list, then you're gonna have to be a little bit more creative. I would suggest you go over to the Linea Proof of Humanity page, and there's a bunch of things you can do here. Okay, one of the things that you can do is ZK Pass. You can use the same Coinbase verification and get the ZK Pass. Okay, this is one thing you can do, or you can get an OKX ZK Pass. This is another thing you can do. So here, or you can go into Gitcoin Passport and make sure you have a score of over 20, and then push that on chain. So let me show you what that looks like. So this is my Gitcoin account. I have 21.72 points, and I haven't done any of these kind of verification. I don't have Coinbase. So if you do get Coinbase verification, you can also put it into your Gitcoin account, and then get a Gitcoin score over 20, and then you can update, or you can mint your Verex verification here, and then get the link from here into your as proof of your wallet not being Sybil. But if you use the same account, you can't use that for the same account, I guess. I'm not sure. Just make sure when you send the link that it's not linked to the same addresses, okay? Because I think you possibly reuse Coinbase as a straight verification from Coinbase, and then use that same verification here in Gitcoin Passport, and then get a second verification as a Gitcoin Passport stamp, which is this one up here. You're going to have to pay a $2 mint fee, but you know, that's a small price to pay, I suppose. You can also do a holonym verification for another wallet. So it's a separate thing altogether. You get 16 points, then you just need another 4 points from other stuff. If you go down here, if you connect your Google account, if you connect your Discord account, if you do Gitcoin grants, you can't really do these right now if you haven't done them before. If you have an NFT, you'll get a few points. You can do a ZK Sync score, you get a few points. You can buy a Lens profile. You can do Trust Labs verification. If you've got some activity on Ethereum, you'll get a few points there. If you buy an ENS domain, you'll get a few more points here. So you get another 4 points, push yourself over 20, and then you can mint this score, and then you can use that for your second wallet possibly. So these are a couple of things you can do. So let's just go through them again. So Linea, you just find something like you do Trusta, although these Trustas are probably not all that great. at this stage, or you can do a anonymous verification, or you can do an open 3ID verification. This just links your Gmail account. This is really easy to do, this one here. This one is a little bit more difficult, but if you've done a lot of use on Linea, so this is just for Linea, guys, this is just for Linea network. But if you use the Linea network quite a bit, you can probably get a anonymous score above 30 for Linea, and then send them a link to that as well. So there's a bunch of stuff you can do, or you can trust a reputation attestation. So it has to be an on-chain attestation. So you guys get a link to that transaction when you mint it, and then you can include that as proof that you're not a Sybil. So that's how you can get yourself off the list, and make sure you do this. This is real, because they are going through the list actually now, and you can see here already on the 19th of May, he said, just approved the first appeal, going to take a bit, but we'll keep all winning appeals marked safe in the final list. But we don't know when the final list is coming. I really would like to see sort of like a interim reports, who's getting off the list, even though I have heard some people say that they've been off the list. I'm not quite sure how they checked it. But we'll update preliminary list in a few days once the majority of them have been sorted. So it looks like they are updating this preliminary list. So make sure you get the latest, the freshest list to check if you're still on the list. Or I'm not sure if it's the same list or a different list, but it's kind of unclear, but possibly, maybe they're updating it. I'm not quite sure. Again, all the links are going to be below, so you guys can go and check and download the actual list. I'm not sure how often Wenser are updating their tracker, but if you're on the Wenser, you're definitely on the list. So make sure you submit the form and get yourself off the list, because if you don't, you're going to lose your airdrop, obviously. So it's really important. And this whole thing, you know, we've seen with Linea introduce proof of humanity, and now we have LayerZero doing this, you know, Sybil witch hunt. So these things are getting serious. So guys, make sure your wallet, you're taking good care of your wallet, and always check if you're on the Sybil list, because if you're on the Sybil list, not only will you lose this particular airdrop, but you're also going to lose all future airdrops, because once you're on any of these lists, you're going to be excluded forever probably. So make sure you check this, and make sure you submit the appeal form, because they are going through these forms, and you're almost certainly going to get off the list, because it's been a pretty poorly assembled list, a lot of false positives. So I'd say as long as you submit the form and you put in some kind of a plausible explanation, you're probably going to be fine. But to be sure, do the Coinbase verification, include that in your submission, and send it as soon as possible. I assume we have time until the end of May, so the 31st of May, because that's when the Sybil hunt, bounty hunt concludes. But you never know, do it as soon as possible. Now, there is one more thing you have to make sure you do. Do an attestation proving you own the wallet, and provide the verified signature ID here. So to complete the attestation, follow the following steps. So you have to go to Etherscan here. Then you have to sign the message on the connected and connect your wallet, and then you're going to get the FRID. You have to put this into the message and click sign message. Okay, let's give this a go. Let's open this a new tab. So make sure you have to sign the message here. Okay, it's a beta feature, so it might not work. Let's say okay, and then you have to connect your MetaMask wallet, and then you enter a message. The message has to be this message here. Make sure you get the whole message, including the full stop at the end. You never know. Exclude the parentheses. So Control C, we go over here, we go Control V, and we sign the message. Now I can't sign my message because I'm not on the list. I don't want to be getting myself on the list, obviously. So you guys are going to sign the message, and then you're going to have to give them the ID. The ID is this thing here. See the hashtag, and then this big number here. This is what you have to give them. Okay, so once you've signed it, it's going to look like this, and the ID is going to be included. Actually, I don't know where exactly it's going to be. Just make sure this is your wallet address, and then get this number here. This is what you have to include on the Sybil list. Sorry, on the form here. So this has to be your answer. So click sign message. Once the message signature is verified, copy the ID and paste it here. So that's what you have to do. How can we reach you? So here you can put your Twitter handle, you can put your Telegram username, or might be the best to just put your email. Because that's the surest way they can contact you. I'm not sure this Twitter messages whether they work or not that well. But if you multiple, because once you give them your Twitter handle, they can also check your Twitter activity. I don't know if I'd want that or not, but you can do either or an email is fine as well. And then you hit submit, and then you cross your fingers and hopefully get off the list. But it's quite unfortunate how this is happening, but this is what's happening. You can check Brian's Twitter feed. It's a lot of interesting things here. But can't wait for this to be over, to be honest, and hopefully it's gonna be a good airdrop, because if it's not gonna be a good airdrop, it's just gonna throw a bad light onto everybody. I mean, the whole airdrop situation, you know, we've had a lot of kind of disappointing airdrops recently, and I really hope this is not going to be one of those, because we've had really high hopes. This is going to be one of those big airdrops like Arbitrum, and I don't know why don't they just use the Arbitrum playbook. It was an amazing way to do an airdrop, and like Brian here is talking about doing linear airdrops and doing an airdrop based on the fees you've paid and all sorts of kind of nonsense. I don't know why is he going in this direction, and he seems to be just kind of obsessing with this Sybil hunt thing. I don't know, man. Why did he do this so publicly? I wish they just done this privately and figured this out properly themselves. I mean, doing an appeal form, that's the one good thing they did, just giving you an opportunity to appeal. I wish other airdrops did that. I think that should be a feature going forward in other airdrops, but everything else just seems unnecessary. Anyway, we'll see how things work out. Fingers crossed everything goes well for you guys. And if you have any questions, drop them down below. I'll be sure to answer them as soon as I can. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you want to see more of this stuff, make sure you subscribe, hit a like, and I'll see you next time.